You're in the building with your boy Lamont Tyson. Looks like I'm going to be going solo tonight. Chief Streams won't be up here tonight. A lot going on with him. This is my brother. I just want you guys to send him all well wishes, wish his family well. A lot of rough stuff going on with him right now. And I really don't know where Larry is at. Normally, Larry pop in here 1 second before 9 o'clock, ready to go. Maybe he'll jump in here later on. I guess we'll see. But we're gonna keep this show rolling and make things happen. And here are the issues we're going to cover tonight. So you had Mark Cuban, NBA owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Y'all might know him from Shark Tank. He had originally stopped the national anthem from being played in his games. Nobody even noticed it until a reporter brought it up and made a news story out of it. And now he was thrown under fire, and we've had some more developments to take place in that story. So we're going to cover that just to see how you guys feel about it. We also have news that Killmonger, Larry's favorite guy from the Black Panther franchise, might be getting his own Disney Plus TV series. We're going to talk about that. We've got a little bit of news about The Chi, some people in The Chi that they're going to be bringing in for season 4. And then we're going to end this thing on stocks. I got a lot of questions about selling calls, selling puts, buying calls, buying puts. And we're going to do a little bit of all that just to try to show people context to how they can make a little bit of money in the stock market. And so right now, while we're rolling, let me shout out my boy Copeland Studios. What's happening? You're in the building. And I want to shout out Muchella and my folk Howard McQuarters. Both of them sent me some clients, and I didn't ask for it, but they talked about, what I've been doing with stock investing, and they sent me some people that wanted me to help them understand a foundation of investing. And so I made that happen for them. And look who popped up just in the nick of time. My folk Larry, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Nick of time, I just got the notice. The notice came through at like 9:01.
Hey, man, I don't know why. I sent it like 5 minutes to 9.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. I sure did.
Man, that's it. I don't know. Something's tripping then because it just came through.
So I'm just wrapping it up with the people, just letting them know what we're going to cover today. Really thanking the audience for always sending me stories, hitting me on Instagram with stock news, relative news, news about TV shows. I'm very grateful for everyone that sends me stories. You can send them to me on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and definitely be sure to check out Larry's channel when you got those tech needs. So Larry, I was just telling them we're going to talk about Mark Cuban. Got rid of the national anthem, went to Adam Silver and got rid of the national anthem, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody even noticed that the national anthem has been gone until a reporter noticed it. Of course, she took it to the news and it became a story. Well, there are some developing things that happened over the course of a day that we're going to discuss as we take a quick look at what's been going on. And before we do that, let me shout out the people, as always. 351 Cleveland in the building. Be more careful. My folk, Muchella Shy, and shout out to Muchella. Muchella, somebody called me up for one-on-one training with stock investing because you had said something nice about me. So I was able to help these individuals. And I didn't even know that people went to my Shop Life Gains page and know that I do one-on-ones for a fee. I didn't know that, but somehow or another you made it happen. And also Howard McQuarters sent somebody, and they both are doing well now. Shout out to Arlene, Vanessa. Vanessa, I just talked to your son. Me and him going to have a wrap probably tomorrow or maybe tonight, probably tomorrow because,
Yeah.
Bruce McFadden, Buzz. Let's get this thing started. So, Larry, take a quick look at the breakdown and the evolution of Mark Cuban, who used to be a Trumper, evolved and finally said, you know what? Tax breaks ain't enough for me. I want all my people to have equality. He evolved. People can do that. But take a look at what's been going on with him and this national anthem deciding to get rid of it at Dallas Mavericks games.
When our players in the NBA, do what's in their heart, when they do what they feel, represents who they are, and look to move this country forward when it comes to race relationships. I think that's a beautiful.
This is Dallas Mavericks chairman Mark Cuban.
A lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for.
As Colin Kaepernick brought attention to the real issues plaguing this country's progression.
I always thought we could start at the foundation, that we're all on the same page, that we're happy to be in the country. I think by pulling the national anthem, you cut the legs out of the foundation of the patriotism.
Republicans attack the knee rather than condemning racism, a plight non-white Americans are crushingly dealt every single day.
But by not having that moment for everyone to sing the national anthem, I thought brought us together.
So here's twerp Brian Kilmeade doing his song and dance.
Sports have tremendous power to unite us.
Fox does oh so well. When Megan Rapinoe protested.
These ladies are playing for our country, and they're representing all of us. No matter who's in office, even if you disagree with them, shouldn't you still support your country?
Ainsley Earhart, girlfriend of rusty vaping trombone Sean Hannity, called them un-American. LeBron James was berated by a Nazi sympathizer.
So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
And the beat went on.
We'll be right back.
So when Mark Cuban announced his team will no longer play the national anthem at their home games, Rupert Murdoch's media arm went into full effect.
One of the points he brought up in the past is, why don't you sing the national anthem before work? Well, it's not a public event. That's not a tradition that we've been doing it, yeah.
The Star-Spangled Banner was written by Francis Scott Key, a slave owner, who in one verse wrote, "No refuge could save the hireling enslaved." Did I mention he owned black people? So y'all want a predominantly black workforce to sing the lyrics of some white dude who owned their ancestors? Key supported sending free blacks, not slaves, back to Africa, and with a few exceptions, was about as pro-slavery, anti-black, and anti-abolitionist as you could get at that time. The Star-Spangled Banner is as much a patriotic song as it is a diss track to black people who had the audacity to fight for their freedom. Perhaps that's why it took almost 100 years for the song to become the national anthem, wrote The Root.
But we used to play the national anthem every Monday, remember, on our channel before 6 a.m. So we can go back to doing that if that's a criticism.
Kilmeade, with no defense, is just making stuff up at this point. Here's the game. If the national anthem meant so much to conservatives, why did it take almost a third of the NBA season for anyone to notice? This is fake outrage, which is politically motivated to make themselves look good, because conservatives in this country are easily deceived by, for example, the Scott Walkers of the world, who says, "I'll never watch the Mavs anymore." Dude, you live in freaking Wisconsin, for Christ's sake. In July of 2020, he said the national anthem police are out of control, wrote Cuban. If you want to complain, complain to your boss and ask why they don't play the national anthem every day before you start work.
I see you over there taking a sip, my brother. I'm trying to figure out where to begin with this whole national anthem thing before I give it to you. I was going to mention the Scott Keys thing, but they already so eloquently done it, so I'm not going to mention it. But I am going to talk about this. The same people who got bent out of shape when Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee saying you're unpatriotic and all that. Larry, where do we see them people on January the 6th?
Storming the Capitol, trying to kill the vice president, trying to kill congressmen and women and senators, you know, beating up and murdering police officers.
Okay. Is there anything patriotic about that, my brother?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, they're beating up Mark Cuban today. Larry, what's going on today that deals with January the 6th?
The impeachment.
Okay. An impeachment based on what?
The fact that there was an insurrection that was sparked by Donald Trump and his cronies.
Okay. So that's where my problems lie. You're just effing hypocrites. Okay. We try so hard as black people to always acquiesce to the things that white people might be sensitive to, because we've got to work harder. We've got to be sensitive harder. We've got to tone things down better to acquiesce. All right. One owner in a sport that is predominantly African American, 77%. Most of the players don't want to hear the anthem. because of what it represents to them. That doesn't represent America nowadays. Doesn't represent them. Maybe if this was NASCAR, you want to do that over there, fine. But the NBA said they didn't want to do it. And then the other bone I have to pick with this. Okay. It came out later today, Larry, that the NBA told Mark Cuban he can no longer not play the anthem. He is forced to play the anthem. My bone to pick is they start asking people about this very issue that I'm about to ask you. Okay. How do you feel about Mark Cuban getting rid of the anthem? You know what a lot of these people said, Larry? I don't think we should get rid of it because number one is tradition, and number two, it brings us together. Larry, I'm like, what in the fuck country you live in? What? It brings us together. So you mean to tell me that the game didn't bring you together, but an anthem that lasts maybe a minute brings you together so that when you leave the stadium and when you're done with the anthem, you're what? You're back to being a racist? How does that bring us together? Actions bring us together. Doing things that make things equal for everybody in this country, whether you're black, white, green, from the moon, that's what brings us together. Not some symbiotic symbol of a song that was written that this is black people, and you expect us to sit there and tolerate that. And then this whole shit about tradition. There's been a lot of traditions that we've had to evolve from, Larry. For one, do you remember what a microwave looked like in 1950?
No.
Does it look the same now?
I imagine it was probably big, but no, I'm sure. No. I mean, nothing in the 50s looks the same.
No. Okay.
Except for racism.
Exactly. Do you remember what a computer looked like in 1970?
Yeah, about the size of this room.
Exactly. Just because you always done something one way does not mean you continue to do it if it's wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that playing the anthem is wrong. I'm saying playing the anthem when your audience is a majority of African Americans who don't want it. I don't agree with that. But the NBA has dropped their hammer, Larry, and said that they're going to make him do it. How do you feel about this whole fiasco?
I mean, so many of these displays are, I mean, the reason why, one of the reasons I don't like these displays is that it's fake patriotism. A lot of it is just financially based. I mean, it goes back to the whole argument that they had about the military involvement with the NFL when people were trying to make it seem like, oh, this is just some big patriotic thing the NFL does with all these tributes to the soldiers and the flyovers with the planes. No, all that stuff was paid for. It was paid for out of recruiting budgets. The military was trying to recruit. They figured the NFL was a good target. There were a bunch of young men and women watching. It's a good place to get them. I mean, the national anthem, if you want to sing it, okay. I don't have a problem with it if a team wants to play it, but it shouldn't be something that's required. It should not be required, a required musical selection. It should just simply be, if you want to play it, play it. It's not like, these people act like they're going, the start of a basketball game is you getting sworn into a court of law where you're supposed to show some, take some oath or something. No, it's a basketball game. It's a football game. It's a baseball game, whatever, a soccer game. Just let it go. Are they going to get mad if they don't play the national anthem before a hockey game if it's in Canada? Well, it's an American team. They have to play. No, it's in Canada. They play their anthem if they want to. So the national anthem, the U.S. national anthem is not being played. It's not going to hurt anybody. To me, the funny thing is that they were not playing this for so long and no one even noticed.
Nope.
That's really what it is. No one noticed. And the reason why no one noticed is because no one cared.
Exactly.
That's just the bottom line. No one cared. If I could tell you right now, if the Mavs were playing the Lakers and LeBron James didn't show up, people would notice. And you know why? Because people care. That's just what it is. The reality of the situation is there is a lot of deeply ingrained racist racism and racist things in our culture, in our traditions. And as we move closer and closer to trying to become a more fair and equal society, those things are going to have to be extracted from our traditions. That's just what it comes down to. There are going to be traditions that are not going to be favorable to women, and women eventually are going to say, no, this is not cool. They need to come out. And people are going to balk and they're going to get upset, but they're going to need to be extracted from our tradition. There's going to be things that are not good towards Black people. There's going to be things that are not good towards Native Americans. There's going to be all kinds of traditions that people realize, holy crap, how did this ever get to be a tradition in the first place? And they're going to realize it's only tradition because white males were in power to put these things in tradition. And they were put into tradition in a sense to put other people down, so they can feel better about themselves and lift themselves up and oppress others. And as things become more leveled out and we have a more equal society, those traditions have to go.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's not, those traditions are not America. The people of this country are America. And as the people of this country change and evolve, so do its traditions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. That's just what it is. I mean,
Larry, I'm outraged that a greater outrage for most people was this versus you're not outraged that it looks like Trump is going to get away with this again. He incited an insurrection against the country that you claim you love. So either you are a giant fucking hypocrite, or you really, what you're telling us is the only part of the country you love is the white America part. And you can't have it both ways on this. You cannot have it both ways. So I'm upset.
What it is. I mean, that's basically what it is. That's the parts that they like, is the parts that benefit and support white America.
Well, thankfully, there are more people that are not into that. But the problem is we're this close to January 6th was about a month ago. We're that close to a small band of people storming the Capitol, and the ringleader is not going to have to pay for it because we have, you might as well call them insurrectionists in office, Larry, that are going to vote to keep this guy from getting convicted and, barring him from future, keep him from being able to run for office in the future. It's just unreal.
I mean, man. You can't call them insurrectionists because there were people there that were actually active participants in that. They were supporting the people that were there charging the Capitol, whether they were supporting them beforehand by doing tours, or they were texting them and giving them directions, telling them where they can go to get to the Senate office buildings or different people's offices. They were there. They were participating. So you can't call them insurrectionists.
Okay.
They were active participants in it. I mean, just because they didn't smash a window doesn't mean they weren't active participants in it. Right. Different people play different roles.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, post your comments down right now. And if you watch this video later, post them in the comment section. Now, Larry, I'm going to take you to something. I'm going to take you to something that you like. And let me just say it deals with Marvel. And before we get into that, let me give you a little bit of Black history on Marvel. Then we'll get into what you really want to hear. So this brother right here, Larry, we're celebrating Larry F. Houston. Folks didn't know that the producer, director of the X-Men animated series from the 90s, one of the best cartoons ever created, was done all by this guy. And because of him, the foundation that has helped launch the Marvel multiverse is what we see nowadays. So I want to shout out this brother. People didn't know that he was behind producing and directing the X-Men, the animated series, which is one of the best cartoons ever done. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History every day.
So he's the one who did the Black Panther animated series?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. This dude, he's a super geek like me. I mean, this is what happens when you turn loose geeks like me and you give us opportunity, Larry. We give you the goods. when you turn us loose, and we'll give you the goods. So happy Black History.
If you haven't seen, for those people who haven't seen the Black Panther, animated series, check it out. I think you can actually, if you go onto YouTube and search for it, you should be able to find it. I was able to go find them on YouTube, and sometimes you have to sort of piece together the episodes where you have to go and find one episode on one channel, another episode on another channel, but you should be able to find all of them. I think there's about 8 or 10 episodes or something like that.
Right. Isn't it on Disney Plus too?
I didn't see it on Disney Plus, but it might be. I should go and check, because maybe it is, and I can see the higher quality version of it.
And let us not forget, he also did 65 episodes of G.I. Joe, the one that was good from the 80s. I can still watch that right now too.
Yeah.
And so,
what were the villains? People from G.I. Joe? What were they again?
Cobra.
Cobra, right? I was always thinking they're sort of like akin to Hydra, but Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra. Man, G.I. Joe from the 80s was a damn good cartoon. And I keep telling y'all, if I blow up and one of my ideas turn into billions, I will be purchasing the He-Man franchise, the Thundercat franchise, and probably G.I. Joe. And I'm going straight to Kevin Feige, and I'm going to say, take this money and make me some series and some franchises. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to have y'all entertained. But I'm going to start out this whole thing for Larry by giving you guys his favorite clip that I play on this channel, and then we'll dive into it. So here we go.
Yeah, go ahead and burn all that.
My king, we cannot do that. It is our tradition.
When I tell you to do something, I mean that shit. Burn it all!
Well, guess what, Larry?
And righteous ruler of Wakanda.
Never. Marvel is giving Michael B. Jordan a solo Killmonger TV series. Let me read to you the excerpt if it's true. Now, I found this on a website called Giant Robot that has predicted a whole lot of things. So let me read what it says. According to our trusted inside source, the same one that gave us our confirmed exclusive scoop regarding Don Cheadle appearing as War Machine in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Josh Brolin returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Thanos, Michael B. Jordan is getting a Killmonger series developed for him over at Disney Plus. This is not the Wakanda-focused series that was recently announced, but is being developed parallel to that series. There are apparently a number of Wakandan series currently in development, and one of them will be all about the Dora Milaje. I read that, so I know that's true. The assumption is that Killmonger would be focused on the period of time before we meet Killmonger as an adult in Black Panther, and will help flesh out his backstory. You know what, Larry? I'm actually with that.
That's gonna be dope.
But the only problem I have with that is, how are we gonna? Are they not gonna do any special powers? Like, how are we gonna do this? How long is it gonna take for them to get to when he started infiltrating people in Wakanda, stealing vibranium? But I do like that concept. So, Larry, this is your boy. This is your time. I'm gonna give the floor to you.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. That is gonna be dope, man. That is definitely gonna. I mean, because when you look at it, the dude was like a special forces dude. He's a kid coming out of the hood from Oakland. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun watching. I don't know how far they're gonna go back or what they're gonna, what the timeline's gonna look like, but it's gonna be a lot of fun watching them.
Yeah, man.
How they develop that character. That's gonna be awesome, man.
I wouldn't even mind if they went back far enough where we could meet his father, because you could easily bring his father back into the MCU. I love that guy. He's one of my favorite actors in Hollywood. And he's a damn good actor. You can easily bring him
the kid back. You can bring the young kid back.
Exactly. And you can have drama between the father and T'Challa's father, and that whole little secret that they dropped on us in Black Panther. You can develop that story as Killmonger's growing up. So hey, man, I'm about that life. But while we're talking about Killmonger, Larry, there's another issue I got to address dealing with the MCU. And there's been a whole lot of hate comments that me, E-Man, and Brandon have been getting. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And it deals with the subject of recasting T'Challa. Me and you are on the same page. E-Man's on the. We're all on the same page with recasting. But Larry, I've been getting a whole lot of Jim fuckery about recasting T'Challa. I almost feel like it's some white people hating that we ingratiated ourselves with that character so much because here you had a black dude who was about doing things right, who was a role model, and I kind of feel like some of the white people that was hating on recasting him are simply hating because of the inspiration and the role model that he was as a character, as a black superhero. So to show that this has been done before, Larry, what outfit is Michael B. Jordan wearing right now?
That's the Fantastic Four one, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now, Larry, did they or did they not recast the Fantastic Four how many times?
Well, I mean, what was it? 2, 3?
Something at like least that? 3. At least 3. So I continue to say.
Because what's his name? Johnny Blaze before? I mean, not Johnny. What's
Chris
his name?
Evans. Chris Evans was Johnny Blaze at one time.
Right, and dude is
Captain America
now.
Larry, can we stop this? And their excuse that we're not supposed to argue against is, well, Chadwick Boseman is dead, and they're going to honor his character by retiring his character. Nigga, this ain't basketball. No, you honor his legacy by putting in another person to keep the legacy of Black Panther going, who is just as talented as he was. That's what his wife even said he would have wanted. Come on, man. Just stop this foolishness. Just stop it. If they would have just decided, you know what? We're not making no more Supermans because the legacy of Christopher Reeves lives on. Larry, what does that sound like? I mean, I'm for real. Am I wrong in saying that? Is something wrong with
it's utter nonsense to think that way. It's utter nonsense. People need to remember that Chadwick Boseman played the character of T'Challa. Mm-hmm. T'Challa did not play the character of Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, that is what it is. I understand that the dude passed. It's sad. It's unfortunate. We would have all loved to have seen him back to play that character throughout the years.
Right.
But I mean, it didn't happen that way. I mean, things happen in life and that sucks, but you move on from it. And characters get recast. I think it's utterly ridiculous. We've had 2, 3, 4 Supermans throughout the years and throughout TV and movies and everything else. They recast them. We've had how many Batmans, how many Spider-Mans? I mean,
oh my Lord, don't get me on the Spider-Man. We done had at least 6 of them.
I mean, the reality of it is, I think what it is that T'Challa and the Black Panther were such powerful characters, not just to Black people, but to all people. I think it scared a lot of those white folks out there. I think it scared them. They're like, holy crap, this character was just like he's powerful in the comics, just like Captain America could never beat him in the comics. He's that powerful. And I think it scared them. When they saw him on the screen, they saw the way people reacted to him. They saw how powerful of a character he is, and they're thinking we should just go ahead and use this as an opportunity to kill him off. That's too much. That's too much. We need to get rid of him. And I think what we need to do is say no, recast him. The character lives on.
Yeah. Now, Larry, what the hell are they gonna do when if they introduce who I told you guys about Monday, Blue Marvel, into the MCU? What the hell are they gonna do then? As long as Marvel do him right, Larry, nobody can beat him. The Hulk can't beat him. Thor can't beat him. I mean, you've got to go get like the strongest cosmic person to even contend with Blue Marvel. He's smart, intelligent, good dude. What they gonna do with him, Larry?
Nothing.
We'll see.
I feel like that it might be. I want him to be introduced. I feel like it might be a little bit too early. Like they might need to push him back a little bit, especially if we're just starting to get these Wakandian series. You know, these Wakandian series. I feel like they need to push it back a little. Let the Wakandans shine a bit, and then bring him in. You know?
I can feel you on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, post your comments down below. Let us know how you feel. We're going to move on to the next subject, Larry. But before we do, let me shout out Family Dad Cooking, my brother, I appreciate you for that great super chat. And of course, always Buzz 703 with the wonderful super chats. And if you guys want a super chat, hey, don't act like your finger broke. I take them in all shapes and all sizes. It can be 50 cents. And for their super
Windsor in the building too. I just have to say what up to him. He comes through every time showing love.
Every time showing love. And for your love and those super chats, let me give y'all a funny video because it's almost that time.
I'd like to give a big round of applause to my band, Sexual Chocolate. I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Love of all inside of me. Yeah. Sexual Chocolate.
God damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
Mic drop for my super chatters, man. I appreciate you guys on that. And I also want to uplift my folk, Avery Adams. He said he had a pretty horrible day, and he's glad he caught us because we are uplifting to him. And ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people say that to me, not on camera, but off the camera. And thank you, because sometimes this job does get tough when it seems like I'm not growing the way I feel like I should be growing with the array of content we provide, and we don't back down from subjects. I think one of the reasons that prevents me from growing, when there are subjects dealing with our community, me and Larry do not run from them no matter how political they are. And that can turn off a whole lot of people. But when I hear you guys say you enjoy us, you're glad that we showed up for you, I'm just as equally happy that you show up for me. So thank you big time.
Yeah, man. Keep your head up, man. It's I feel like there's a lot of us out there right now that are feeling a little worn down. I feel like we've, I feel like a lot of us had our minds set to a certain time frame that things were going to start to feel better and be better. And I think it's dragging on longer, and it's just all of our patience and endurance is running down a bit. And I think a lot of the stuff that may not have got us before is starting to get us a little bit now. So
right, y'all hang tight, man. De-stress in a way that's productive for you today and in the future as best as you can. And Larry, we're gonna move on to the next one, man. So this is a show that we review, and it's almost time for this show to come back on. It's The Chi. We did season 3. And they've cast some people that I want to see if Larry understands them, how he feels about them. But before we do that, let me give you guys a clip of what went down in last season's Chi around the end.
We know that even if we are absent from the body, we're still present with the spirit. Amen? You're under arrest. This ain't nothing but the devil.
I don't care what that judge says. You always gonna be my family. You know I ain't perfect, right?
Ain't nobody perfect in me.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We will always be here.
Here for what?
I don't know what I want to do.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, The Chi has cast a social media influencer who's a popular African-American vegan. Her name is Tabitha Brown. I don't know anything about her. I don't know if Larry knows anything about it, but the look on his face, he doesn't seem impressed. And the other person is someone that a lot of you women had as a heartthrob if you grew up in the 80s like I did. I'm talking about the brother Jason Weaver, who looked like he's been smoking the blunt every day of his life since he was 10 years old. Larry, do any of these people get you excited for this upcoming season of The Chi? I'm talking Tabitha Brown. I don't know much about her other than she's a social media vegan influencer. And Jason Weaver, he had some acting stints as a kid. He's done some songs. He showed up in a couple of things here and there. But do they get you excited for season 4 of The Chi?
No.
God.
No. I mean, to be honest with you, both of them are just non-factors. And I mean, maybe they'll turn out to be good. I don't know, but they both seem like non-factors, right now.
I don't know, man. Tabitha, from what I read, she has a huge social media following. She's conscious. And
And that's great. I just don't know anything about her, so I don't know. I mean, for me, she's a non-factor. But maybe, you know, I see there's a couple people in the comment section that are saying that they love her, and that's great. You know, I don't know anything about her, so for me, she's a non-factor. And the other dude, I mean, he's not. I haven't seen him in I don't know how long. So I mean, it's
Drumline.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
what he in
that,
ATL
20 years ago?
He was in the ATL, I think, right? Wasn't he in ATL with T.I.?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I haven't seen dude for so long. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, it's not really. I'm not like I'm checking for him or anything. So
okay.
But you know, the reason I'll tell you right now, I already have sort of a sour feeling towards the Shy because they do black men wrong in that show. All the black men they show in there seem to be like these shiftless, no good Negroes. And then when they either have good men or they turn them around and give them some redeeming qualities, they kill them off, just like they did with Ronnie here. Ronnie went through this transformation where he was becoming hyper aware of his faults and was like, I want to become a good person. I want to be someone that I can look in the mirror and be proud of. And he did. He turned his life around, and the first thing they do, kill him. You know? I mean, you had the brother that had his food truck, Jason, from the first seasons. And I understand why they felt like they needed to get rid of him, but they could have kept him on. It wasn't like, I mean, I get that he had an issue with his co-star, but his co-star left anyways. It wasn't like they were gonna have to continue to work together. She was gone. It's not like we haven't seen people out there do all kinds of stuff,
Yeah, but you want to set a precedent that you're not going to tolerate what he was doing off the camera with the co-star, whether she left or not. I don't have no problem.
You want to set precedents? You want to hurt somebody? Tell him you're gonna pay him half. That's what you do. You tell him.
Well, then he might would have left on his own,
and then you let him go. If that's the case, you let him go. But we see right now he's not really working much. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get why they let him go, so I'm not really beefing about that one. But it just seems like every time there's a good dude on this show, they take him out. And then all the rest of them, there's just, I mean, I want anybody show me a good representation of a black man on that show. Show me something. Show me a black man on that show that makes you proud, that you would be happy to say, oh yeah, that's my brother. Oh, that's my father. Oh, that's my uncle. Who?
How about this dude right here?
Negro right there.
Hey man, he doing what's that, Geico commercials now? Have you seen him? He was on the rooftop. He was on the rooftop, and the guy came and fell off the roof or whatever. He's doing Geico commercials. He getting those bucks.
All right, good for him. Get that national commercial money.
Yeah, I guess.
Killed him off.
Okay.
Negro.
But I thought you enjoyed the whole scene with him and plastic surgery Lala.
First of all, I'm not the biggest fan of the Lala look. That's just not me.
Me neither. But I am a big fan of Tracy right here. I know you don't really care for him like this, but I like Tracy. Tracy was great.
Cool. I don't have a problem with her. She's cool.
Yeah, Tracy was great.
I don't have a problem with her, but I wish they just had I mean the one solid dude that we had in there that we all thought this is a good man, good representation of a black man. What they do, they destroyed him, and now we're talking about Papa's father.
Well,
they destroyed him.
You also had, even though they didn't have him in the show this season, so I guess you can eliminate this, but you had Jason's cousin that was doing the weed business, trying to help put Jason on. Do you remember the cousin? He was into working out and all that stuff, had a legit weed business. He was a decent brother, but they didn't even have him on this last season.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
I think they showed him like twice or something. You're talking about the dude with the dreads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they showed him like twice when Emmett went there with when Emmett went over there with what's her name? What's his girl's name again?
Tiffany.
Man.
Yeah,
Tiff.
Tiff.
So when he and Tiff went over there and he spoke to him at his shop, I think they showed him like once or twice or something. But I mean, it was a bit role. It wasn't anything. And that dude's on a CW show called Legacies,
Okay.
and so he's got another show going. But they don't show any good representations of black men. They just, they love to lift up black women and show black women, doing their thing, and they have all these LGBTQ representations on the show. But it feels like they're saying, you know what? We have room for women, we have room for gay people, we have room for trans women, but we don't have room for black men. We don't have, and any space we allow for you is going to be a negative view of black men. We're going to show you as these hypersexual, unable to keep it in your pants, disloyal black men. We're going to show you as homeless, drunken idiots who can't do anything right. Oh, and then when you're redeemed, we're going to show you what happens when a good man, when someone actually becomes a good black man. We're going to show you what happens to them. They die because good black men don't have a place in this world. So as soon as you become one, we're going to kill you.
So, well, Larry,
I have trouble watching this show. As I said last season, I'm not even sure I want to watch it this season. I mean, I may give it a shot, and my whole thing at this point, maybe if I watch it this season, is to basically just trash it every single episode until they fix it.
Oh man, wow. So, well, let me say this, Larry. Like I said, I don't know nothing about Tabitha other than she's social media, and Jason Weaver. I grew up with him. I will say this: when we start talking about shows and movies interjecting new talent, my answer is pretty much always the same unless I know a good history about the talent they're introducing. As long as they give them a good narrative, good script in the story, I'm all for it. So maybe Jason Weaver could be that brother who, maybe he went to college, became a lawyer, now he's helping the hood. He get caught up in something and he's trying to fight his way and do it right. Maybe they'll introduce Jason Weaver to fulfill your request of having a good black dude in the show.
Maybe. It would be nice to have one, So,
all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, post your comments down below. Let us know what you think. Let me read a comment real quick. Larry from our good friend up here. ZIA, Latrice. With the exception of the killing, it's not an accurate depiction of urban Chicago. This is probably the last season of The Chi. Wow. So I would want to ask her, Larry,
can we put it up there?
Do they give an accurate depiction of Chicago in Shameless? That's what let me post her comment up here. Where is her comment? I scrolled on past it and now I lost it. Oh, here we go. There you go.
Yeah.
So I would want to know, is the TV show Shameless, do they give an accurate depiction of urban Chicago? I don't know. I guess
I don't know. Interesting. I feel like some of the stuff that they talk about in Shameless probably really is the way it is when they talk about some of the gentrification and stuff like that. But I'm sure some of the over the top ridiculousness is not accurate. But I mean, everything that they talk about generally in these shows has a little bit of something based in truth. So I'm sure there's some of that. It's just maybe not to the extent. I mean, this is a TV show, so they have to try and make it entertaining, but I don't know.
Well, you people asking me about Snowfall, I'm about to disappoint y'all.
Uh-oh.
I've only watched 2 episodes of season 1. And so I don't know when the show starts. I think it starts next week or something, Larry?
Does it start that soon?
I think it starts that soon, man.
Man, you might need to do a binge. You have your little girl up there teaching already.
Yeah, but man, I can't binge watch that show during the day when the stock market is. I would have to binge watch it on like Sunday. I can't binge watch it during the day. But ladies and gentlemen, because I know it's a popular show, y'all are telling me this is what y'all want to see from this channel. And you know that nobody jazzes up their reviews like me and Larry, and even the wifey will get on Snowfall because she likes it. She's seen some of it, Larry, and she likes it. So I promise, ladies and gentlemen, I will do the best I can to catch up and at least halfway know something about that show when it starts, and then I'll be dropping trailer reviews for that too. So y'all just bear with me. When y'all tell me to do something, I gotta listen. Sometimes it can't always be what I want to do. Sometimes it's what y'all want me to do. Sometimes. So
you'll like it. Once you start watching, you'll be like, all right, this is dope.
Okay, look, check this out. My folk, Raphael, I'm almost finished watching Snowfall, ready for season 4. Start slow. The guy Franklin was so soft for a drug dealer. Okay. And then we got some comments about the Larry. Larry is right. Had me thinking of all the men in the show. There are no good depictions of a good man. Yeah, not really. And if you got to think too hard, that's already a problem. I think that's a problem. So we'll see. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about stocks. We didn't get a chance to talk about them this Sunday because of the Super Bowl. So I'm going to open up my Robinhood portfolio. But while I'm doing that, I want to give you guys some definitions of some things that people have asked me when I'm doing my training one-on-one. So I wasn't really going to be doing the training one-on-one, but because of Moochie Shy and Howard McQuarters saying such nice things about me, people actually went to shoplifegains.com to buy an hour of fundamental training on what to do with stocks. And what I did with them was we got up here on this video platform unlisted so no one could hear our conversation. I sent you the handout that I used when I first started learning, and we went through it for a whole hour. And by the time they was done, they all felt like they was ready to do something in the stock market. Here's something that we talked about. Netflix, Fubo TV, and Spotify are going to feature a first-time all-streaming ETF called Sub-Z. The ETF is the first global design to invest in companies in the streaming sector. And so the first question that they asked me was, what was the ETF? Well, I'll show you what an ETF is. It's almost like an index fund. Only difference is an ETF is short for exchange traded fund. It's basically a fund full of stocks that represent a certain sector. You have cannabis, ETF is MJ. You have bank, ETF is XLF, and tech is all the Qs. And me and Larry just bought a call on TQQQ the other day. ETFs are an example. These help you get exposure to these companies for one spot. And another one that we love is ARK ETF, ladies and gentlemen. That gives you exposure to all the future tech. And most ETFs, most of them, pay a dividend. So I always tell people, when you start investing money, whatever money you have, you want to start investing, half of that money needs to go into good, solid ETFs that are currently paying a dividend and have strong stock growth. And that was the foundation of the conversation. And if any of you guys want to jump in on a one-on-one with me, go over to shoplifegains.com, hit the button, and we'll make it happen. But for now, Larry, let me pull up Robinhood, show the people what we done this week. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got my man Larry to buy some calls this week. And he got some long calls that are going to pay him some dividends. And I wanted him to get in on PayPal so bad, but he couldn't jump in on that one that day. But I had him get in on one of the TQQs, ETFs that they're talking about. And let me see here. I'm going to go down to mine because Larry done the same thing I did. And we got in on, where is it? Where is my TQQ? Right here. So me and Larry, I bought PayPal, and Larry and me both bought TQQ the other day. All right. And so we bought this call because TQQ recently went through a stock split. And every time they've done a stock split, and they've only done 3 in their history, they rebound pretty well. And they always seem to get back up somewhere around 150, 160. And so we bought the call on a day when it was down a little bit. And right now we're down. I'm down $22. I think Larry might be down maybe 100. But you see, we bought the call and it doesn't expire till next month. The thing I was telling Larry, whenever you buy calls, you want to make sure that you're buying calls at least 4 weeks out or more, even longer if better, because you can always pull out your profit anytime you get ready, anytime. You don't have to wait to expiration. And if you want to pull out your profit, Larry, all you would do is go over here. Do you see this button that says sell to close?
Yep.
Click sell to close. Click 1. It's going to show you what they're going to pay you. And you always want this number to be more than what you paid for the stock. And right now, for me, it's not. It's $22 less. But you just got to give this one time to grow. Today was a down day for the NASDAQ, and this follows the NASDAQ. So that's all that happened today. But it's going to pop. And when it does pop, it's going to be one of the ones that, you know, I'm telling people to get. And also, if you can afford to buy some PayPal, jump on PayPal. Reason with PayPal has announced that they're in the crypto business, but they're also going to be exchanging crypto for money. And so we bought these calls on a down day. And even today, I lost $40, but look at my overall return. I'm up $285, and I just bought this on Monday. Now, a brother like me, if I make $300, sometimes I get out. But because this call lasts until March the 26th, I'm not going to get out. PayPal has nothing but upward mobility, nothing but upward growth. So I'm going to stick in it. And for those of you that are still trying to learn how to sell a put, which is my favorite strategy to make income in the stock market, I'm going to walk you through that one again. Larry has mastered selling a put now, and now he's stepping his game up doing buying some calls. So when you're selling a put, it's called the wheel strategy, meaning that you pick a price below the share price, and they're going to pay you a premium up front. The minute you pick it, they're going to pay it to you. And if long as your stock price does not drop below the strike price that you pick, you get your collateral back Friday. Now, mind you, you have to have 100 times the price of a share. So if you was going to do Disney, you would need to have $19,000 in your bank account. And to see what they're paying, let's see what Disney is going to pay for a week. So the end of this week would be Friday. So let me go to next Friday. So on the 19th, if you want to sell a put on Disney, you had $19,000 sitting in your bank account. You could come down here and click any of these strike prices below 190. So you do 187, 185, and they would pay you almost $600. But Larry likes to do another strategy. Larry likes to pick the strike above the share price because he feels like if it's going to go up anyway, I'm cool. But even if it doesn't go up, the break-even point is at a different margin for me because they're paying me more on my premium. So with this, it would be $678 because remember, you multiply this by 100 the same way you multiply that 190 by 100. But I always tell people, if you're in a situation where you need to desperately get your money back that week, always click in here, look at the Greeks. Make sure this implied volatility is always lower than 75 to 80, and make sure your Greeks is at least 39 or lower. So this one is 37. This will be a perfect one. Let's check this one out. Let's check out the 185 strike, 54%, perfect. 37 on Delta, perfect. That's perfect. And let me just check this one out. Okay, your implied volatility is 54. Your Delta is a little high, but with Disney, I would take a risk on that one. Because like I said, if you get stuck with the stock, all you do at that point is turn around and then you sell calls. And the premiums for selling the calls at 187, they're paying you more money to sell the call, meaning that you got stuck with the 100 shares and you're putting them up as collateral to get this premium. They'll pay you.
You have to move to the week forward because we're on the same week.
No, that's February 19th.
I know, but we set our put to expire on February 19th.
Okay. Well, if that's the thing, you wouldn't have the stock until February 19th. So let's just say if we did do that.
So if we got to sign the stock on February 19th, then we would have to turn around and sell the call for the next week, which would be the 26th, right?
Yeah, but you don't know. But see, it's hard to try to tell what the premium would be then because you don't know what the volatility would be, that type thing. But somewhere in this general area, it'd be somewhere around $600, $700. It doesn't really fluctuate that much, especially when your volatility is this low. So you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be around $700, $800. So you just think about that, ladies. Let's say you did get stuck with, let's say the share dropped from 190 to 189. You already got paid $600, but now you got 100 shares of Disney. All right. All you do that very next Monday is sell the call on those 100 shares by coming in here, clicking that button. You click continue. You click, you're going to do one contract. You click review, good for the day. You've already got your expiration date. Click review. And then from there, you will go ahead and submit. It will say submit where mine says back. And it's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. You would have made in 2 weeks $600. And then if you got stuck with the shares, $748. So you've made in 2 weeks a little over $1,000. Can't beat it.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. And so some other things me and Larry were looking at this week, since there was so much hoopla in the future of cryptos with all these people making it legitimate. Tesla bought $1 billion, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and decided that they're going to start letting their customers pay with Bitcoin. So there's not a whole lot of people who's willing to deal with Bitcoin other than PayPal, which is why I bought a call. And there's a bank, ladies and gentlemen, a legitimate bank like Chase that is going to do it. And it is called KeyBank. So me and Larry are recommending people take a look at KeyBank. I bought a call on KeyBank that does not expire until September the 17th. It only costs you $200 to get KeyBank and hold it from now till September. And remember, holding the contract when you buy it means you have authorization to 100 shares of a stock, meaning you get the momentum, you get almost 75% of the revenue, and you can jump out of this contract anytime you get ready. I am down $10. Well, no, it lost $10 today, so I'm breaking even right now. But I got this call all the way till September the 17th, ladies and gentlemen. And if you just do this on the basic averages of the stock market, at the very least, this thing is going to grow 8%. But considering more and more people are coming out each and every day saying that they're going to accept crypto as a legitimate currency, when you've got a call this cheap, you might as well just hold on to it, especially when you can set your call date expiration this far out. So
might as well talk about Riot too, since we're at it.
Yeah, and Riot went through the moon this week. Do you hear me? I own Riot. I own 100 shares of Riot, and I bought in on Riot, and I told Larry about Riot when it was $7. And Larry actually finally listened to me, ladies and gentlemen. He listened. So if you take a look at my Riot stock that I bought it because I wanted to hold on to it long term anyway. I got in at $7.20, and just in the last week, the stock has jumped $12 in the last week, and in the last month,
crazy,
$12. You know, and if you come down here and look at my dollar cost average, it lost $368 today, but that still leaves me at $2,897 profit. That's a 402% profit. If you was following us when we said buy Riot blockchain 2 months ago when it was $7.
Yeah.
Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. And one more thing Larry would like for you guys to know is that there's about to be a couple of IPOs dropping, and one is a dating website catered for women. It's called Bumble. They're dropping tomorrow if you're someone who wants to jump into a brand new IPO. I'm not jumping into it. Nope. I'm not
gonna do it, huh?
Not jumping into that one all early. I need to see what happens. And they had the CEO of Match.com. Price of their stock is like 120 some odd dollars, and he's getting ready to buy up an Asian dating website to add to their portfolio. So
wow,
it's out there, ladies and gentlemen. It is definitely out there if you guys are trying to learn how to fortify your future, enhance your ability to earn money without giving up sweat labor. Literally let your money make money for you. And that's what me and Larry are trying to do. That's what we do when we come to you guys on Sunday night with the Monday morning game plan. And if you want to get me one-on-one, shoplifegains.com. We'll do a one-on-one session. Larry, any points you got for the stock market, Larry?
Man, yeah, I'm just looking at what was it? I had a couple of them I was checking out. One of them I think was that clean fuel.
I own that one. Don't you own it?
I don't own that one. I was actually going to get I was actually thinking about selling a put or something or buying it, but Robinhood, tell you, Robinhood, man, they're so slow getting my money. That was the reason why I couldn't do that PayPal thing with you, because my money still hasn't cleared. So at this rate, I don't think my money's going to clear. Today's the 10th. It may clear on Friday, but I don't think it's going to be there until next week. But that's one I was looking at. Where are my other ones I had on here? I had a few different ones I was looking at. I don't know what I did with them. I'll have to look them at. But yeah, other than that, man, I think I'm gonna retool some of my positions and just dump some stuff. I think I'm gonna, I still have those BlackBerry shares, both up my TD account and my Robinhood account. Robinhood just effed me over when they stopped trading on them, and so I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't close the option contract, and they stopped letting it trade, so it just dropped, and it's been dropping ever since. So I haven't been able to get to my break-even point, and my break-even point is like 15.39 or something like that, and and it's at 13 now, I think it is. So I have like 50 shares in TD, and I've already doubled my profits on there because I bought in at like $6 and it's at like 13 now. So I think I might have to just sell. I think I might have to sell my my shares at Robinhood and take a loss, and then sell my shares at TD Ameritrade to offset those losses.
Yeah, William Lawrence has made like $3,000 in the last 24 hours. He's got investments in the marijuana stock. I would tell anybody right now, the way those stocks have run up, don't touch them. Do not. But that stock ran up 40% in the last 2 days.
Are you talking about Tilray?
Tilray, yeah. Well,
yeah,
all of them.
That's another one of those Wall Street bet stocks that they're working right now. And
it's not going to work, Larry, because in end of the day, all you got to do is just go grow more marijuana. You might cause a short-term boost, but people are still going to be able to produce the product. It's not like GameStop where it was squeezed and you had a hedge fund by the balls because they had shorted the stock so much. That's not the same position with Tilray or any other marijuana stock. Now, the more they buy it, the more the value of the stock is going to go up because more people are getting in, yes. But at some point in time, just like GameStop, it's going to level off. And I always tell people, when a stock runs up this much in 48-hour window, don't touch it unless you have insider information. If you want to touch it, don't buy a call if you want to touch it. But the problem with buying the call right now is when a stock is running that hot, your premium is going to be high as hell.
Yeah.
If anything, I got a mind to go buy a put on Tilray because it's going to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it went up so much because they had great news. The UK is about to make them a unicorn company. And keep in mind, it's a Canadian company, and now they're invading the UK. Now, when they start invading America, when New York says you can go and Michigan finally says you can go, man, now that's when we're going to see a boom. But for now, I would just wait. I would just wait for them to cool off a little bit more and then jump on back in. But
I feel like if you made 3,000 in the last 24 hours, I would take profits and be out.
Right. Get the hell up on out of there quick.
I mean, you might look at it, run up some more and kick yourself a little bit thinking like, my 3 could have been 5. But it could also drop like a sack of bricks, and your 3 can become 1 or a few $100 or a loss. So
I'm with my boy Ralph. Buy a put. I'm with him. Like Larry, these stocks jump from being, $15 to $30 to now they're touching 60 literally in 7 days. For me, and when you see an implied volatility that's as high as it is on these stocks, that is buy a put all day territory. Larry, that is buy a put all day. And as that volatility comes down, your put starts going up.
Yeah. There's a couple of things that people have mentioned in the comments section. Be More Careful said, any news on Roblox?
Yeah.
Roblox, I still don't know. I mean, we've been looking for that and checking for that one, and it's supposed to come. It was supposed to have happened last month, and it didn't. It got pushed back. I think they were talking about maybe it's gonna go this month. It's probably gonna go like later in the month, maybe like around the 20th or around the 20-somethings. I don't know when, but I think they're gonna push it back a little bit. So
okay.
But that's a nice one though. That's one that I'm looking forward to.
Me too. And, I'm a day one on Roblox. I firmly believe in that company. They're very diversified in their games, and they've got one of the hottest games out there right now for kids. And they're talking about branching out. So as those kids start getting more mature, they're going to be adding more games that are more age appropriate. And I hear they're getting ready to buy up Activision or one of those big major gaming companies. So that's why diversification. I'm with that. I'm definitely with that.
Someone else asked something about what was it? The other one. There was another question I saw in the comment section here. Oh, somebody said they have a bunch of money in Dogcoin. Ralph Ortiz said I got a bunch of money in Dogcoin still. I don't know what you mean by a bunch of money, but I mean, I'm not sure I'd want a bunch of money in there. I know there's been a lot of talk about it, and they're saying that Dogcoin is becoming like the crypto celebrities, because you have all these celebrities like like Mark. I mean, what's his name? Not Mark Cuban, but he might be talking about it too. But Elon Musk and Snoop Dogg and a few other people have been talking about it. I have some Dogcoin. I don't have a lot. I think I bought 350 coins. I think it cost me $25 or something like that. And,
okay. So so he's in it for like maybe $100.
Yeah. See, I feel like that's one of those things. Like if you have an extra $25, $30, $100, whatever you want to throw at it, I mean, if you can afford to lose it, I mean, $25 is something that I would go and probably use to eat a bunch of junk. I'd probably go to McDonald's one day and then go to Cinnabon and then go buy a 6-pack, and my $25 would be gone. Whereas put $25 in Dogcoin and let it sit there. Maybe, if it sits there for the next, what is this, 2021, Bitcoin started in 2009. So, in the course of 12 years, it's grown from 5 cents to like 42,000. So, I mean, if Dogcoin happens to all of a sudden take off and it grows from whatever it is now up to, if it turns out that my 350 Dogcoin ends up being worth like 300,000, okay,
man. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Here's the thing about cryptos. They really only are quote unquote legitimizing 3 of them: Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Those are the ones that all the professionals are talking about, because they've been around the longest and they are more familiar with the blockchain that are powering those 3 than they are the rest of them.
And you can spend them.
Right. So if you guys are gonna put money in any other coin besides those 3, just make sure it's play money that you don't need to lose. I mean, that you can afford to lose, and money that is like, hey, like Larry said, this is just entertaining myself type thing. Do it that way.
It's a lottery ticket. I put it in there, I let it sit there. If it happens to do something, great. If it doesn't, then whatever. I've just lost it. I put my coins in the slot machine and I lost. So, But I will say one of the reasons why I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin are doing something is because you can actually use them. I mean, there are places where you can go and spend Bitcoin. If you go online, and we both know this from our previous stuff that we used to do, when you have like these IPTV providers, oftentimes they say you can pay in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Because it's anonymous. But that is the only crypto that I've seen out there online where people say you could pay. It's always in Bitcoin. So I don't know. I mean, about Ethereum and Litecoin, I know that you can spend it. I don't know where. I think most of those are probably in some other countries or something. I don't see it happening really in the US, but I think there's word that Apple is supposedly buying like $2 billion in Bitcoin soon, if they haven't already done it.
And not only that, Larry, but there's also word on the street that Amazon is going to start letting people pay with Bitcoin. Now, if those two pieces of news hit, Bitcoin is going to go through the roof. I mean,
well, here's the thing too. Not only will it go through the roof if Amazon and Apple start allowing you to pay with this, especially Amazon, because I mean, yes, Apple too, but because they take in so much. But if Amazon allows you to pay with Bitcoin, all they have to do, and this is where I think regulators will have to step in on this, because if there's a limited amount of them, and so the fewer in circulation there are, the more expensive it becomes. And so if you have Amazon that say, okay, we're going to take Bitcoin, and they decide we're just going to hold them, well, guess what? The price of it is going to skyrocket, or they can just they can hold them and then they can dump them when they want to and just sort of mess with the market. I mean, I don't know if they're going to want to hold them, because I mean, they could artificially inflate the price and make it so that it costs more and more and more for people to actually buy stuff with it. But I mean, that's going to be real dangerous, I think, for the coin if you have one company that has way too many of them, way too much power. It's sort of like De Beers with diamonds. They control the market.
But here's the thing with diamonds, now they're making these man-made diamonds whose molecular structure, they're made in a lab, and the molecular structure is identical to a diamond found in the wild.
Yeah, that's a problem for them then.
Yeah, man. And look, Larry, I've been following it because I'm waiting for one of them to come IPO. They just haven't yet. I've been following these guys since 2015, and each and every year they keep gaining and gaining and gaining more market share, to the point where we're not even going to be thinking about blood diamonds anymore, because not only are they the same clarity and molecular structure, but Larry, they cost 1/3 what it costs of a diamond found in the wild.
I'll tell you one. I mean, there's a few reasons why that I think is important. One is that people often think about diamonds because they think about all the bling and wearing it as jewelry, as engagement rings and all that stuff. But diamonds are used really, really frequently in industrial stuff. So they use it all the time when they're for various products, whether, because it's such a hard stone. So if maybe they use it in for making lasers or whatever, I don't know what they use it in, but they use it as they use silver. Silver is a big industrial metal. Yeah. We often think of silver as a jewelry, but it's really a big industrial metal. And it's the same with diamonds. And to be honest with you, diamonds are not that rare. They make it seem like diamonds are very, very rare. It's not. It's just that De Beers controls them all. They control the diamond market, period. And so they control the flow, and they control how much it costs, because diamonds shouldn't cost nearly as much as they do.
Exactly.
But
I'm with that. And ladies and gentlemen, having said that, me and Larry are going to escape, get on up out. We'll catch you guys on Friday. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. We got Nita the Diva in the building. Check out her channel. There's a link in my featured channel section with Nita the Diva in there. Be sure to subscribe to my folk Larry when you need any help in the tech. And when you want those good opinions, he's going to be right here with me. Be sure to subscribe. Larry, give them the last word, and we up out of here.
Yeah, the CDC is coming out again saying people should wear 2 masks. So I know some people had problems wearing even one, but they're saying that you should wear 2 of them now. So I feel like if you don't want to wear two, then you need to get yourself an N95 mask. Go out and grab some, and whether you get the disposable N95s or get a reusable N95, some people like the face masks that kind of look like the ones that painters wear. There are some ones out there from companies like Castle Grade that make really nice reusable N95s that are washable. I like the Castle Grade mask because you can actually throw them in your dishwasher. You take the filter out, you toss them in the dishwasher and wash it. And then when, it's done, clean, dried up, you put it right back on. So, but it gives you N95 protection, and that is not just going to protect others around you. Most face masks just protect others. N95 protection will help protect yourself. But wearing two masks not only will protect others, obviously, but it gives you actual protection as well. So we're getting close to a vaccine in the sense of getting it, get people getting them. I know people are out there getting them, but there's some serious disparities in the vaccine distribution so far. I was watching something today on the news where they were talking about 79% of the people in this country who have gotten the vaccines are white. Now you tell me, what the hell is going on? We have something like 79% of the people dying from COVID are black and brown. So why in the hell is 79% of the people getting the vaccines white? It should be the opposite of that. It should be the opposite of that. So do what you can to protect yourself and stay alive. Wear a mask, wear two masks, wear N95 if you can get them.
Exactly. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, till that next Sexy as Hell video, which will be replays tomorrow and a new live show on Friday, we'll see you.
Peace.